forever. One day I needed a piece of paper done. The Student Governments Association, they have a thing where you get a free copy paper at Georgia State. I walked in there and some fraternity had taken it over and dismissed me on sight. I didn't take that very well. I ran for student government president right after that. I became the student government president at Georgia State University, and the first order of business, I closed the door and I kicked the fraternity out and I locked it, fired them all. That's a fact. We then opened up a new office. We hired professional management. The lady that had won the vice presidency was a black lady, very articulate, but I accomplished my objective. And I basically walked in, we had a nice, beautiful desk, and I said, would you like this desk? You're a nice lady, you do good things. And I turned the keys in because I'd accomplished my objective. Georgia State University. I graduated with honors, it took me 10 years. Eventually, in business, the one thing you learn is there's a lot of lanes. Accounting is generally accepted accounting principles. You have to know how business works, international business works. You have to know this. But just being smart or cagey or street smarts wasn't enough. I got elected to a city council seat, served 3 terms. Got appointed to the city management role in the city of Morrow. We ended up with a recession in the early 2000s. And suddenly I realized I didn't have the tools to take me to the next level. So I'm thinking I need a master's degree. I looked up and I got a phone call once I filed for Georgia State and said, we want to see you. No, it's an application process. You fill out your name, whatever. But a gentleman said, come see me. He said, this is very unorthodox, Mr. Lampl. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm just trying to get in. And he said, we want to do an executive MBA. And I'm like, okay, but your executive MBA program is $60,000. I have kids, all these other things, all that's wonderful, but I'm not going to be able to do it. And he said, you don't remember me, do you? I'm like, no, actually I don't. And he goes, I was the provost for when you were the student government president, and I know you didn't put that down on your list. I said, well, you know, sometimes you forget. He said, well, we didn't. We will give you a scholarship of $20,000 to get an executive MBA at Georgia State. And I did, okay? I have met the CEO of 3M in Beijing. I've been in the supply chain at Lafarge, and not only Taiwan, but in Bangkok areas. And you go, okay, but you know one of the other things we did? I got elected as a mayor. We have international business in our city. And we run into Mr. Park and the great things that they have done. This is where things start to change. When your vision is limited, like Lewis and Clark, you go out there and you say they didn't have a map. They created the map. When you're an entrepreneur, you do not have a map. You create the opportunity. For those of you who have not seen Mr. Park with his energy, you're missing something. This man absolutely believes he is the best in the world at creating beauty products, and the thousands of people that he has helped over the years, the millions of dollars that they have raised, the partnerships that they have at this table is phenomenal, and they should be recognized for that. That is a different map. You dream differently because there is no limits. That is where you are today. There are no limits. Whether it's the gentleman in the back we were talking about with marine biology, or the other folks that were interested in going to Georgia Tech, Oscar, you're gonna get there. Now, if I could sit down and have a conversation with the young man that sat at that table that one day, I would say something. I would say, I admire your tenacity. I question your judgment. There is a better way. So in the back, that support comes from your parents. In the front, that support comes from your corporations. You know, I wear Naruto socks because I do not give up. You cannot give up either. I do appreciate everyone inviting me today, but I assure you this, before you students leave today, first thank your parents. But second, do you know the people at these front tables? They're going to be nice. They're going to be quiet. They're going to be very respectful because that's what they do. Do not leave here without understanding the value of your network. The amount of money that is in this room, the amount of talent that is in this room, we could save the world. All you have to do is unlock it, and maybe it's a good idea to get off the table. Thank you.